I was born already.
Numenera, session 9. Right, so catch up. It's been a couple of weeks because of my poor tooth and me feeling quite shit. But we're back and a little bit of a catch up. You arrived back from Paradise 8, back into the camp. Artoria bought some shiny new plate mail. She now looks absolutely beautiful in that plate mail, as everyone keeps complimenting her on it. We spent a little bit of time talking with the Baron and Fexus, and you found out that there was an Aeon priest somewhere in the forest by the name of Vivian Grey. And Vivian Grey wished for help. It was, help, I've discovered something, and I need a few people to come help me. You guys ventured into the forest, and instead of taking the other route that you took last time, you decided to take several different routes. You come across a plateau filled with statues, and after a brief exploration of it, I believe one of you, I think Artoria, came under control by its mesmerizing runes and patterns. And when you broke free, the statues became hostile. There was a little bit of a scuffle when these statues tried to kill you. But eventually, Vers figured out the pan and managed to get you all across the plateau, nice, safe, and sound. Well, a couple of bruises and scrapes. Once you got past that, you come across a pathway, kind of ominous looking, inside the rib cage of some ancient skeleton. And I think you travelled left, and you come across a cave with a kind of like a hole in the centre, where the water had continuously kind of fallen and burrowed a hole in the rock. Nice, smooth, kind of conical dip into what you thought was rushing water. You headed back and went right instead, and you come across a temple. Like a ziggurat sort of collection over a overarching bridgeway surrounded by waterfalls. Once there, you guys discovered that there was a side room, and with EC's carefully applied fire paste, I can't remember what they were called, but to ignore 2 points of fire damage, she figured out that the egg inside this red crystal emanated basically heat, real heat, and because of the paste that you placed it like plastered your body with, you were able to resist it and pick up the egg, turn it off, gaining I can't remember what it is called, but it was an egg that emits extreme heat. Heading back outside, you found an elevator in the main ziggurat, which took you down to a forest floor. When you were down at the forest floor, some of you, I think it was Vers and EC, noticed, one of you got a nat 20, so I think it was EC who got a nat 20, but you noticed that there were these bronze masks littering the ground, and I think it was EC that realised that there wasn't just one mask, there was like maybe 100 of these bronze plated masks. And then I think EC was the one who actually found a head of like attached to one of these masks, and it looked like it had bits dangling off of it. You headed further down into the forest where you saw a campfire, and I feel it was a little bit of a journey until you reached her campfire, but first you found Vivian Grey. Well, you didn't see her. In fact, you saw a campsite first, which was a mess, let's be honest. She had wet clothes hanging on like ropes between trees, a small smouldering campfire with a fish over the top. And when she arrived, she was half naked, and EC covered Vers and her eyes and was like, "Don't look." But she didn't seem to care, and she had a long rifle buzzer. She offered you fish, offered you wine, and then she headed off into the forest to go do whatever she does, leaving you guys around the campfire to talk. She also mentioned that the door required 3 people to open into the temple, and that she had built a zip line over a lake to get there. And we go to you guys. So currently, the sun is setting. You are around a campfire.
Yes. I think some well-deserved rest, perhaps. Do you not?
Oh, definitely.
I totally agree, but you know what else campfires mean? Campfire stories!
No.
Artoria, do you reckon if the campfire goes out, those stories will stop?
I will. Yes, put that fire out.
I'll shut up if you leave the fire.
Okay, we'll leave it.
Weirdly enough, it's quite warm in like this forest, so you don't know why. But of course, obviously, she's got a campfire to cook and distill water, so the campfire isn't actually necessary for heat.
It's just cozy.
Yeah, and I believe Autoria actually busied herself setting up the tents.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the tents only take about 30 minutes to an hour, especially if someone helps. And by then, Vivian Grey returns with what looks like some sort of creature slumped over one of her shoulders. She's caked in its blood. And she still hasn't got dressed. And she throws the creature down on the ground, and she explains, "Trike, decent meat."
That's very kind of you.
The creature is kind of like this furry, shaggy-looking creature, but looks like the only way I can explain it in the way that we would know is a bear with eyes on stalks with antler horns.
Okay.
Like, yeah. And she begins immediately like going to work, cutting stuff up, and there's just blood, guts, and gore all falling over the campsite near her. She doesn't seem to care. She's still wearing her boots despite being in her underwear, so she's just squelching around as she empties parts of its innards into a bucket.
She really got this new age thing going on.
Some cooking supplies I can ready.
Yeah, there is. In my tent there.
Yeah?
There should be some in there.
Okay.
I think.
Do you mind if I go and get them?
No.
Okay. And I'll go and have a look around, see what I can find.
Alright, make a perception roll. Intelligence.
Difficulty.
Just roll it. Because this is, depending on what you roll, depends on what you
Okay.
find. Ten. Okay, so there is inside.
Yeah, with -2 difficulty.
Oh, okay. So technically, you would have got.
So I would have succeeded on a 5.
So did you spend some intelligence then?
No, I have 1 train, 1 asset.
Aha. Okay. Yeah. So technically, you got a 16.
Yeah, exactly. So I would have succeeded on difficulty 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Difficulty 5. It's 3.
Oh, 5, sorry, yeah.
Anyway, so as you're looking around in her tent, you do find she has cooking supplies all neatly stacked. And one thing that like gets you is, wow, neatly stacked like cutlery plates, but everything else she does by her mannerisms is messy and sloppy. And above you, you see that there's hanging from a rope from one side of the tent to the other is cutlery like saucepans, pans, prongs, clippers, knives. You know, the essential survival tools.
Alright, do they look neat because they have never been used, or do they look neat because she just keeps them neat?
No, they look like they're well used and scrubbed. You can see scratch marks over them where she's obviously scoured parts of it clean.
Okay. I'll get some things to... I'll get 2 pots, I think. One for a shoe and one for like the nicer meats, so griddle or something of the sort.
Yep, she has that. And when you bring it out, she looks and goes, "Oh, yeah, perfect. There's, just place them down there and I'll get to cooking us up a feast."
Very well. Is there anything you want me to do?
She puts one hand to her chin, scratches her red spiky hair and says, "Look, yeah, I guess you could. Start putting these on spits." And she's like throwing slabs of big red thick meat towards you, like big steaks.
Yeah, no worries. I'll get my hands dirty.
Yep. And she goes, and to complement it, she reaches into her back pocket and brings out these fist-sized eggs. He says, "Try cakes." And you see that they're a bit discoloured. She just brushes them off. Perfect.
Alright, very good.
Yeah, and she goes,
Any-
pass the wineskin to you, Vers.
Yeah, I'll hand it to her and say, are there any vegetables that grow here? Anything edible?
Yeah, there is. You're just gonna have to keep your eyes open, but watch out for the shrooms, eh? We don't want to be spending a night seeing all kinds of things.
We don't?
Well, no. We kind of want to be in the game, right? Do things by the book tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes.
Well, we're not going over to the temple tonight, right? If she kind of like eyes you all.
Exactly. So tonight, can see things.
Well, yeah, fine. She begins laughing and goes, I think I'll stay clear-headed, thanks. But, yeah, each to their own.
Alright, I'll go and have a... I'm not going to stray too far from the camp, but I'll go and have a little bit of a look around to see if I can find some
Another intelligence roll, difficulty 3.
root vegetables or something for...
This is kind of like a survival check, like...
Yikes.
Okay, so what happens, Vers, is you do find a very large mushroom growing on the trunk of a dead tree. It sprouts out an odd angle, has 1 or 2 caps around its base, and then sprouts into the most beautiful blue and yellow head that you've ever seen. It's kind of, and as you approach it, it shakes slightly and lets out some green spores into the air. It smells faintly of ginger and spice. It's very like kind of like a, and then eventually with citrus overtones.
Nice.
And you think that would be perfect.
Yes, for what though?
Well, you went out for looking for psilocybin, didn't you?
Well, I went out looking for turnips, but...
Yeah, you found this weird-looking blue and yellow cap.
Yeah, are one of the small caps like easy enough to break off and just take?
Yeah, if you want to take a small one, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just take one of the small caps.
Yeah, okay, so you just gently pluck it. As you do, the thing shakes slightly, releases a tiny amount of spores, and then it's gone.
Okay.
Yep.
And then hold it carefully as I walk back to camp.
Yeah, you notice that the cap, the smaller cap, is just pure white, doesn't have the same spots.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Once I'm back at camp, I'll investigate a little bit to see if I think this will be fun for the night or not.
Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. What about you, Artoria? What are you doing while Vers is delving into the forest looking for shrooms?
Artoria will just, once she set up the camps, take her, like, the top part of her armor off and leave, like, her greaves.
Yeah.
So she's just in, like, an undershirt and just sort of chill out.
As you do, Vivian's like, now we're talking! We're in the forest! Let loose!
Yes, it's just a bit more relaxed in an undershirt, but I will be putting my armor back on.
That's fair enough. I mean, you can never be too sure, really, but I have done a decent scout of the surrounding area, Artoria. Nothing but small creatures and whatever these are. And she, like, reaches into a tent and throws out one of those bronze faceplates.
Yes, well, it's more what's inside the temple that I would be worried about.
Nothing. It's been shut for ages.
Yes, well, we found something similar that was shut for ages and got attacked multiple times.
By spooky ghosts.
Yes.
What, ghosts?
Yes.
She looks around her. I've been here for a week. There ain't no ghosts.
No.
Obviously, the ghosts wouldn't leave the temple.
Okay, if you say there's ghosts, then we'll deal with that when we come to it, right?
Now, you have to prepare for ghosts before you go fight ghosts. Like,
Yeah.
you have to get salt to throw at them. Right?
You want
Ghosts
salt?
are weak to salt. Yeah, you know, purify them with salt.
Well, I don't know if I've got salt, but you can take a look around. I might.
Well, I'm not gonna do it. They're ghosts. I'm afraid of ghosts.
Well, me too. No one told me there'd be ghosts on this journey.
Well, we don't know if there are ghosts. We're just saying there
No.
may be.
The only thing we need to look out for is the convergence.
Exactly. And they like to stab people, so I think I'll be wearing my armor.
Oh, they don't like to just stab people. They like to stab you with something that turns you inside out and sends you to a different realm. They do things complicated, right?
Not all
Is
the
that-
time.
By
Is
the way,
that like a sure thing? Do they all do that? Like every one of them?
she shrugs, but you all know that's kind of like a common folk,
Yeah.
like kind of generalization of the convergence. The way
Easy
yeah,
believes it
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, yeah, of course you would. But she says, yeah, look, we just got to be quiet so we don't attract any unwanted human attention.
I'm very good at being quiet.
Our aim is to infiltrate the convergence and find out what what they're doing out here.
Yeah, well, obviously up to no good, because that's what they do. And then she looks at EC after EC said, you know, I'm a very quiet person. She says, I can believe that, yeah.
This one time, I was so quiet, people were nearly able to fall asleep next to me.
Wow.
How many of those mushrooms have you eaten out here, William?
Sounds like an achievement.
I've never eaten any mushrooms.
I say we give the mushrooms to EC.
Am I back in camp at this point?
We'll say yeah, why not?
So I walk in, like, at the edge of this conversation, just hearing about mushrooms, and like, yes, I have some here.
Excellent.
These will be quite good, maybe. Let me study them for a little while, and I'll tell you. And I want to actually have a look to see if they seem at least safe to eat in the... It's not going to kill them.
Right, so one more intelligence roll, difficulty free.
Okay, and since I have all the time in the world this time, I'll take my time to do that. Jesus fucking hell.
It, in fact, seems like the most perfect mushroom you could ever eat. In fact, it looks so, like, normal. It even looks like something you would buy at a grocery shop. Just normally you'd get a packet of a few hundred.
Okay. Well, I'm going to break off a piece and start eating them.
Okay, can you make me a might roll, please?
I can. What do you want me to roll?
Might roll difficulty free. Okay, so you begin chewing it. It tastes like dirt, but the moment it hits your stomach, it flowers out into beautiful warmth, and everyone sees Vers sit back against a log. Eyes go wide, pupils take up most of his eyes, and he just goes, and drifts off, occasionally swiping and swatting at something unseen in front of his face.
I think you should eat some of those, EC.
And she just stares at Vers and then at the mushrooms and considers.
Go on. You could tell so many stories about it.
And she eats one.
Okay, so you get basically the stalk because it's just bitten the head off of that one. So, yeah.
I would have left him some, but yeah.
Okay, and AC, can you make me a might roll?
I'm just gonna give you a straight might roll. What was the difficulty? 3, right?
Yeah, it was difficulty 3. Did you spend some...
Oh, I didn't. I failed.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so you immediately eat it. Tastes like dirt. And you notice that Vers, within 20 minutes, was sunk into a nice kind of euphoric state. But you, EC, within about 20 minutes, your stomach begins to make a growling sound. And as the meat is served up, Vers just kind of slowly eats. It takes him maybe all night just to finish the steak and eggs. But you begin eating because you feel so hungry. And eventually, Latoria, you kind of see that EC's face goes a little gaunt. And then she just vomits into the slop bucket. And then falls slightly over. And the nauseous feeling continues throughout the night, EC. The cramps are incredible. And as the morning rises, as the sun rises in the morning, sorry, you can still be seen down by the little stream side with your pants down your ankles, vomiting and doing the other business at the same time. Vers, however,
This has, by the way, been the quietest EC has ever been for an extended period of time.
However, Vers, when you wake up, you have a feeling of being hungover, like as if your tongue feels slightly larger than it should be, doesn't feel right in your mouth, your throat feels slightly constricted, and your head feels like it's bigger than it should be, like your brain's expanding, and you kind of keep thinking you've got an odd sensation of something dripping out your ear, and you keep going to touch it and there's nothing there. When it comes to intellect related stuff today, everything is increased by 1 step. However, EC, all related checks are increased by 1 step today. All speed rolls, all intellect rolls.
1 difficulty up, yeah? Fantastic.
Yeah, I've also got something to whisper to Vers. and then I'll be straight with you.
I mean, that's fine. EC is such an amazing character. Do I get a full recovery?
Yeah, you get a full recovery.
Okay.
But you're not feeling too great.
I mean, how do I even recover? I just set everything to max again, don't I?
Yeah.
There's no recover button because we don't have scripts.
Excuse me.
That's alright. There you go. Yeah, you can make of that what you want, Vers, whether you think it's real or not, but yeah.
I mean, I already have that as an ability normally, so...
Yeah, but this is extreme. Like,
Okay.
it's happening all the time. You are seeing random things all the time. And also, just so we can clarify quickly some rules. I know it's boring, but last week, Vers, you mentioned that you have an ability that allows you to spend one experience to get to familiarise yourself with something 100-foot radius around an area. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no experience. You just spend an hour.
Yeah.
And it's a long distance across.
Basically, you have a mini ability of a real ability you can spend experience on. There's an ability you can spend experience on, free experience, where you familiarise yourself with a region, a city, or country, etc.
Yeah.
Your Delve has a similar ability, but it's for stuff like hideouts, campsites, that kind of stuff. So when we discussed it last week, and we were like, it seems a bit silly to be just 100 feet.
Yeah.
It is meant to be that, so that you can familiarise yourself with like hideouts, defensive positions, campsites, certain inns, and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, it still sounds a bit weird when you take navigation as an option, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what it's meant to be used for. I did a little bit of research for you. Okay, the morning is here. EC, you stumble up to the campsite. Artoria seems to be the only one that's fully rested with a full belly and everything. Vivian still isn't dressed, but she wakes up, immediately heads down to the stream, and begins washing down all of the dried and caked blood all over her.
Artoria had a great night's sleep.
You look nice, Artoria.
Yeah, behind Artoria there seems to be a small child doing the bunny ears.
What did you say, Verd?
You look nice today, I think. Quite purple.
What's wrong with him?
He's just hanging to the side, completely unmotivated.
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with her?
Well, she's probably sick, but you have never said I look nice. What's wrong with you? Are you okay? And she'll immediately grab him and open his eyes and check around him.
Okay, so his pupils are no longer black, but they are purple with gold halos that seem to go on forever, like you're looking in a hall of mirrors.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, Artoria?
Well, I'm fine, Vers. You, on the other hand, I think you're stoned.
What do you mean? I feel fantastic.
Yes, that's what it does, but I reckon in a day or so you'll be...
Well, there seems to be some after effects, but I see more things now. That's good.
With my experience of poisons and the likes, would I know anything about this, Liam?
Make an intellect roll, difficulty 3. You might.
I found things out yesterday night about my body I never wanted to know.
That's, yeah, pass.
Yep.
Really? What sort of things, Easy? This is the one time I'm interested in your story.
There's definitely something wrong with him.
I don't think I want to talk.
I see.
Her little data
Understandable.
halo actually shows up from time to time, blinking red, and then disappears again.
Aww. So yeah, Artoria, you get that information by you just pick up the stalk in the morning and go, oh, I should have taken a look last night.
Oh, dear. Well, today's going to be interesting.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Well, let's get our stuff ready to go. We can leave the tent set up. I'm sure the campsite will be secure.
Yeah, you see Vivian is finally getting dressed, and she's putting on those blue robes that the Aeon priests are famous for, and she looks so uncomfortable in them. She's trying to fit into it, and she goes, "Oh, this fucking robe has shrunk." And she's like, buttons it up, and she goes, "Screw it," and then just leaves it kind of like belted, but only buttoned up to the her ribs, showing parts of her chest. And she flicks the collars up, so it kind of like goes up around the back of her neck.
Trey, is a small one coming as well?
What small one?
Well, there's a child next to you. You seem to have made friends with it over the night.
There is nobody around you, Arturo.
I just look at the Aeon priest and I'm like, ghosts. Told you.
Sure, Verge, he can come. Just stay close to me.
Sure, will do.
Easy, when she's moving now, is just standing still on her rollerblades, and she grabbed herself a big stick and she's just slowly shoving herself forward.
So, Vivian,
Yeah.
let's go.
Of course. Now follow me. And she leads you away from the main campsite, where a kind of like well-trodden path. By well-trodden, I mean like recently. She's obviously used her massive boots. And as she begins walking down towards the lakeside, you guys actually kind of burst through the tree line into an area that's kind of cleared. There's some like kind of pebble like embankment that leads down to a vividly green algae infested lake that seems to be cut off from any fresh water supply other than the small stream that Isi had been using to clean herself.
Wonderful.
And in the middle is a small island, and in the middle of that island is a large green stone pyramid, a ziggurat of sorts, you could say. It's not steeped, but it seems smooth, except for the odd weathered pitted nature of the edges. There is a central golden door that comes out over a portico, and you see that on the top of the portico, nailed in, looks like some steel cable, and it leads all the way across to a thick tree just right to your right by some yards. And she's built what looks like a rope ladder leads up to the zip line. And she goes, "It's not perfect, I'll tell you that. I mean, we're gonna have to go one at a time. But it'll work, and we won't have to swim that." And she points towards the thick, like, algae laying over the top of the lake. She goes, "You fall in, it's gonna be gross. I'm telling you that now."
I could tell you about gross.
I'm sure you could. I could hear you all night.
Well, after you.
Oh, me?
Well, I can go first if you want.
No, I'll go first. And she climbs up the rope ladder. Seems rather gangly as she goes. Gets to the top, holds onto the two sides, and let's go. Perfect. Alright, so she gets across on the other side, kind of like falls over slightly as she hits the ground. Ugh! And she just waves to you all from the other side, and then she grabs the zip line and hurls it, and it slides over the top. When it reaches your side,
catch it.
Yeah, you can catch it, but you see there's a locking mechanism in place for
it. Right, EC, come up.
Yeah. So yeah.
EC throws away her stick, stands like that, tips slightly over, and then starts climbing the ladder.
Okay, so you climb to the top. It's only probably about 30 feet up.
On this platform, would I be able to affix any sort of, like, I know you grab onto it, but would I be able to make, like, a rope, like, carrier? So
you could do, yeah.
Tie it around EC.
Do you have any rope? I'm assuming you
I
do.
do, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so easy stuff. You make a rope. And you make a kind of like a sling for yourself, I'm assuming, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Perfect.
And I will...
Could you make one of those for me as well? I hand him.
Yes, I'm going to fit it to EC, and then push her across, and then they can push it back up. I'll fit it to you.
Fair enough.
So I will fit AC into the sling.
Also, I could just walk across the bridge.
No, Verge. No.
Oh, well, I was wondering why you weren't doing that. It seems so obvious.
Just stay there.
I kind of want to see him walk over the bridge.
No, you see, it'll be more effort for me. So and then Artoria will just push her.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you see, as you go flying over, you look below you and you see there's just like racing green. And because of the sling, that's fine. You won't need to make a check. And as you reach the end, it kind of does that thing where it nearly catapults you against the stone of the portico. And then you see Vivian grabs hold of you and then helps you out onto the actual platform, which is kind of like mud and gravel and all kinds of like weird moss and grass growing up the side of this pyramid. However, Vers, as you look towards the lake, beneath it you see ghostly images of a town, like buildings, ruins, and you see people coming in and out of the lake, travelling in and down and around, getting quite busy.
Are we sure we're not supposed to head down there? I say. Meanwhile, I'm taking out my jar of paint and I'm pointing an arrow to where I think the bridge is.
Yeah.
And writing down, Artoria says not to use the bridge.
Right, Vers, it's your turn. Come on.
But what about all the people down there? Shouldn't we go and talk to them?
Get up here and I will push you across.
But from across there, it's really difficult to get down there.
No, don't. Just trust me. Trust me.
I'm not sure I should. He says not to.
Vers, if I have to come down there and drag you up this tree, I will.
Fine. That would be quite an interesting experience, but I guess you'll be annoyed at me, so up I go.
Okay, yeah, you managed to climb to the top of the rope ladder.
Mm-hmm.
And at the top, Vers, you hold onto the sling, and Artoria gives you a gentle push, and the rest is just caused by gravity until you hit the other side. And EC,
Just look down at all the people I could have talked to but didn't.
Yep.
Fly over.
Vivian kind of helps you. Then Artoria brings back.
Yep. And I'll affix the sling to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then zipline across.
Alright, and you zip line across, get to the other side, and Vivian goes, yeah, I mean, I can't believe I didn't think of that myself.
Yeah, just more of a safety precaution. These two are prone to falling or getting in trouble.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
But you seem more than capable, so I didn't want to intrude.
It's no problem. Honestly. So, as she points towards the golden door, it's kind of like a rusty bronze colour because of aging, and you see that there are 3 bars built into an indent, and the indent, I'll show you what they look like actually. I'll try and draw them for you with my fantastic art. So,
Ooh, that's trippy.
so they're like an indent like that. Inside there is something like that. So that looks like a cylinder.
Right.
And they look like stone or like metallic bars that attach to the cylinder by bolts at the top.
Okay, and this is how...
3 of them in a triangle formation.
Okay, and how deep does it seem to go? Like the volume of the cylinder?
About half a foot. Goes about half a foot indent.
Yeah.
He says, look, I reckon 3 of us have to pull them down at the same time. That's just what I'm saying. I mean, you see the door's like 10 foot wide. She goes, don't have the arm span or the ingenuity to do this myself.
Could be, but if they are containers, shouldn't they contain something?
I don't think they're containers. I think they're like pull down levers, to be fair.
Looks like a container to me. Then again, might be seeing things, not sure. What do you think? I turn away from the party to talk to someone who's obviously not there.
Yeah, the tall man standing there is wearing a long kind of headdress fashioned to look like a bird of sorts. He has a spear and a shield. He just nods and then dives in the water.
Definitely containers.
So yeah, Vivian approaches the door and just goes, there are markings, like hieroglyphs, surrounding both doors.
Okay. I'll go and have a look at those then.
Okay.
Do you want me to just roll intellect?
Yes, for now.
Jesus, my rolls today. Fuck me.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of fits. You're super high.
Alright, so what happens is you go to check out the hieroglyphs and you notice they're all different, like, anamorphic kind of like figures, and as you are looking, and I just can't... Everyone who, you've been feeling like something's dripping out of your ear all morning, well, everyone notices there is indeed blood dripping out of his ear now, and you take 1 point of intellect damage.
Okay. No, that's not real. I just ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think there's anything to be learned from this. Perhaps we should just give it a try.
Yeah, let's just pull the levers and see what happens.
Okay.
And in my assumption that the blood's not real, I'm getting my blood everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, so who's doing what? You see Vivian takes a step back. She's got her long-barreled buzzer in her hand, ready for whatever is going to happen, basically. She just takes a step back towards the water.
I'll try and take one of the outside ones.
Okay.
Is there one, like, right in front of the door?
Yeah, there's like one in the middle that's going to be split. Looks like it will be split in two when the door opens, which is strange enough.
I will take that one.
Okay.
Easy will slowly take the other one. She was hoping she would get out of having any of them with the Iron Priest taking one, but apparently that's not the case.
Nope, the Aim Priest stands back and just watches, the buzzer levelled towards the door. Okay, so all three of you pull the triggers down? Clunk, clunk, and they come out like those old-style bunker levers, the ones that come out in a full 180, and then you have to place them at the bottom. And then when you do it, locks into place, and all of you realise there's a bit of a resistance, and you have to kind of hold it in, and then you'll hear a satisfying click, clunk, and Artoria's one in front of her begins to push out. The indent gets filled with something, and you take your hand away, Artoria, obviously, you wouldn't leave it there. It gets filled with some sort of liquid that then turns to stone, and then the door goes and just opens inwards, revealing a corridor.
I will light a torch. Is that a gun?
We'll get to that in a second.
Please tell me that's a gun. I want a gun.
And what you see in this hallway that's some 30 feet long is at the end what looks like another door, like it's similar to your own, but with bars in the front. But the bars in the middle have been kind of like torn towards you, like as if something really strong has ripped them open, or something really strong on the other side has tried to get out. But there is a scarred and reddened skeleton just in front of that door. And there is indeed a buzzer, very similar to the one that Vivian is holding, except it's got like an extended mag on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pick that up.
Okay, yeah.
I'll just stand to the side and admire the scenery and other people walking by.
Alright, so Artoria, you go to pick it up. And the first thing you realise is you've seen buzzers before, being a master of weaponry, etc., etc. It's empty of ammunition. It doesn't have any clips for it, but it is, however, as you turn it over, an old-style kind of artifact. I will share the artifact with you. There you go. It should be somewhere on your journal. Should be called the auto buzzer.
Yeah.
Sounds like a doorbell.
Do we get, if we find an artifact, do we get experience?
Not this one.
Not this one.
But normally, if you go out there exploring big like temples, etc., and you find one, like when you found the egg. But this one, however, was just already owned and discarded by whoever died right here.
It's also kind of a freebie. It's just in a corridor. Like free explore.
It's not trapped, not cursed, and stick to your hand, you know.
It doesn't try to burn you alive.
It's like one of your kids brings back a rock from playing. You didn't find that rock. It was just there in your house and you have no idea why.
Yep. Alright, so, Vers, you staying outside?
No, once it seems it's safe.
EC, keep a hold of this.
I can say, easy. I'm gonna make up for lost time because you didn't get one last session, but this is a GM intrusion. What would you like to do?
Oh, I'll take it.
Nice. Okay, so who do you want to give experience to?
I mean, Verse is pretty high right now, so that's a reason to get XP, right?
Sure, I mean, if you want to.
We're really preaching family values here.
Okay, so EC, your GM intrusion is quite bad. So what happens is, as you walk in and explore in this corridor, and Verse steps in, you see Vivian's like walking towards the door, looking really kind of anxious, and then she goes, and she seems really uncomfortable, like she's trying to shrug these robes off of her, and then she just goes, poof, and fires the buzzer skyward, and as you guys turn, she goes, Convergence sends their regards, and the doors go and slam closed behind you.
You know, I was really suspicious of her because she was really nice to us, and usually people aren't.
I think that's because you usually talk too much, EC.
I'm going to kill her.
Is that the reason? I thought it was just because you two are kind of weird.
No.
And it all starts to add up in your head.
Well, the only way is forward.
I mean, we could also go backward.
Well, we can't. The door's closed.
Above the door, on the inside, looks like a delicate cogwork contraption that's now ruined.
Well, EC, take this buzzer. Keep a hold of that.
I take the buzzer.
Alright, you take the buzzer.
Is this something you would give EC? I feel like, wow.
Yeah, you're holding it like it's like the size of your torso. You're like, oh, cool. It's got a trigger. It's got this. Easy.
She just stares
just
down the barrel.
No, point it that trigger discipline, please. Don't point it at me when it's don't do that.
I just hand it to Verse, barrel first.
I just look straight away. Like, just...
As Altoria knows, it's completely empty of any discs. It's
She's not going to say. Right, well, let's get through these bars.
I'll just loop if I can, I'll just loop the stock like over my arm so I don't have to use my hand all the time and then grab my staff and do the hands more.
Yeah, okay, so Altoria, immediate investigation. First things you see is there is a solid metal door like the one you entered in the middle. The bars have come down as from above, and they've been rusted and locked in place for ages, but there is a about 2 foot wide gap where the bars have been rent and pushed forward by something strong.
Well, I'll just step through, like squeeze through.
And then there's like a door on the other side. So like there's a there's a door, but the bars were obviously a security measure that comes down.
Oh right,
shutters,
so
yeah.
the door and the bars are right beside each other.
Yeah. So that's like you know, like you get shutters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we try and rent this door up? Does it look like the door came down or it opened?
It does look like it opens from the other side. There's no handle on this side, and when you just put a slight pressure, it just goes like as if there's like a slight bit of give, like as if it's barred or locked from the other side.
Well, it's crowbar time.
Hey, don't need no puzzle solving. We got the crowbar.
Yep.
Okay.
Get the crowbar.
Make a mic check, and I'll lower the difficulty because you're using the crowbar. So difficulty 5.
I have break inanimate objects.
All right, difficulty 4.
Yeah, and I'm going to edge.
All right, difficulty 3.
Well, no, it's not the same difficulty, but you know.
Yeah.
I think I have the skill break inanimate objects in real life. It's just less focused.
Thank God I used that. Oh no, wait, sorry, that's a fail. It's set up wrong.
Yeah, I was about to say that you rolled a 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going to
so-
spend my XP to reroll that. I have
Okay,
1 XP left.
Spend an experience, re-roll it.
If only we could have done that yesterday when you failed that saving
Oh
throw.
Jesus Christ!
It's going to be
Wow.
one of those days.
Yeah.
So you go to stick the crowbar in, putting all of your effort in. Nothing.
Round 2.
You're having some trouble there.
Did you also eat the mushroom? Like, I ate the mushroom and I'm sure I couldn't crowbar anything up.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Look, maybe you're just going about this wrong. Do you want me to try?
Yeah, use your brain. I'm done. I'm sick of this shit. I'm gonna go
Yes.
fucking break
Yeah, you
something.
Something of the sort. And I'll walk over and just put my staff up against it and blast the staff.
Okay, can you either tell me what it does, the blast?
Yeah, it just does damage. I don't know if that will work at all, but it's best.
I will check. I will check what your nano
It
nano
does
stuff.
Magical 3 up to short distance way.
Yeah, you can do an onslaught, can't you?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, your staff can do the onslaught from the nano. You
Oh
attack
yeah,
with-
okay.
Yeah, and when you use it, spend the 1 intellect point. It ripples through the.
Yeah, it's that, but it's just also a normal attack, right? Like I can just use it as a normal attack.
Oh yeah, you can use it as a normal stave, if you just want to use that.
Okay. Well, you told me that it just has like a wand basically where it just shoots normal. Because I have a list here that says the 2 abilities. One is the onslaught, and the other one is just the magical 3 up to short. I don't know if I wrote that down wrong. Or...
Where does it say that on your artifact?
It's in the equipment.
Yeah, I'm reading it. If the attack is physical, you emit a short-range ray of force that inflicts 4 points of damage. You focus your mental energy blast a 4-person or creature within short range. This mind slice inflicts 2 points of intellect damage.
Yeah, exactly. And then additionally, in the description of the equipment, it just has, which you told me to write down, is now staff, magical, 3 up to short.
Oh, yes, so up to 10 feet you can blast with, yeah.
With just a normal shot.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I would like to do, just put it against it and just and see if anything happens.
Yep.
Okay, it didn't deplete, that's good.
Oh, okay, yeah, so I just wanted to know what Onslaught did. Like, there's 2 different things you could do with Onslaught. You can deal 4 points of normal damage with a Mind Slice, which is physical, or you can attack someone's intellect for 2 points, but it ignores damage. Ignores armor, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
so,
Yeah.
Yep, so you, there's a resounding whoomph sound, but it doesn't break, just, it looks like you're not going to be able to, get through. You feel like Artoria got as close as she could have with her might, but it looks like assaulting it with that type of damage from your staff isn't going to do.
Right, I've had a rest now. I'm feeling good.
Well, if you really want to try it, maybe I've weakened it a little bit for you. Otherwise, we could also just, go that
There
way.
we go.
Have you been spending might to get this door open?
Yeah, but it only cost me 1.
On the topic of spending stuff to solve a problem, I would like to spend 3 intellect points to boot up my Halo and cure 1 malady or poison or a disease on me.
Oh, finally! I didn't know you had that ability, but yeah.
Yeah, I completely forgot I had it.
Yeah, perfect. So, you use it, and you take a deep breath, and you wish you'd remembered that last night when you were crapping yourself down by the stream.
It's like a Halo boots up all red and then it slowly loads a green bar and easy just boots up again.
That is awesome. And as you are sitting there, green bar, Artoria goes, "Fuck this!" runs at the door with a crowbar and just rips it clean open. Boom! And as you do, and the dust settles, you see something very strange. Right, I'm going to give you the top-down view, but let me explain what you see first before you move. You see all humanoid creatures with bronze faceplates for heads, very similar to the ones that you saw outside, but they have their arms up, and extending from their arms are what look like ropes leading towards a giant sphere, glass-looking sphere in the top of the room. It's always very wide, very, very vaulty, and they seem to be absorbing power or giving power. You can't tell because there's blue light comes down these ropes attached to their hands. They seem to be like in a reverent state, as if their hands are up praying to it. But they're still, and they're not making any move to look at you, despite the noise you made to get in. But it looks like there's images travelling through the glass bauble. When I say glass bauble, it's quite large. And they look to be like countryside, forests, seas, cities, like images flashing through. And that's what these 4 creatures look like.
Hmm.
Do you see that, Victoria? They have holes for eyes. How funny is that?
I'll step through.
Yeah, as you step through...
Really pretty.
Yeah,
Oh.
as you do step through, however, Artoria, one of them, this one, turns. And he goes... And you see that the ropes disconnect from the glass bauble up in the ceiling. And you see the ends have like thick, maybe foot-long needles. Kind of like injection needles. And then they just slide into a compartment in its wrists. And then you hear... And its head spins around to look at you. And it regards you, and its eyes make this clicking sound as the shutters go up, down, zoom in, out. Kind of like a chameleon's eyes.
Hello.
Howdy!
That's a strange voice you have.
It narrows its shutters.
It's like we found a room full of verses.
Yeah. My worst nightmare.
Easy grins at that because she thought a room full of Easies was your worst nightmare.
No, I could kill them pretty easily. It wouldn't be that much of a nightmare. It'd be more like a pleasure dream.
This thing doesn't turn to look at you. It just regards Artoria, who is the only one in the room, with its eyes. The others continue on with their job, their business, whatever they're doing. But this
I'll
one
walk
just
forward and walk past Victoria, if she lets me.
Yeah, it
Nope.
turns towards you and it goes, "Hello."
Just arm out to like stop them.
Hi. That's a nice sphere you have there.
Its head pivots to look up. Yes.
What is it? Looks very nice. I like it. Can I have one like it?
No.
What are you?
Oh, why not?
It kind of like you hear click click as it like blinks, and then it sounds like the shutter of a camera going down, and then it goes. It belongs to the Bronze Queen.
Should I ask her if I can have it then?
Sure.
Okay. Where is she?
I really must get back to data collection.
I'm sorry, my microphone's over there all the time.
Oh, I was wondering why we were speaking so quietly.
Data collection. On what?
It just kind of turns its head. Wells. And it tries to imitate a smile, and you see thin lip line appears, and the shutter opens, just revealing a perfect square. And it's very creepy.
Where is the Bronze Queen?
In her room.
Can we go and talk to her?
Sure.
Which way is that?
And then it turns back towards the sphere, looks up, its eyes reflect the beauty of the scenes above, and it says, "In the gateway room."
Could you give me some directions, please? You know, I don't know where the gate.
36.13, comma, 29.01,
Do I understand this?
30.000. Door. Steel. Hard. Umber. Rotten.
Do I understand this in character?
It's gobbledygook as far as you're concerned. No, you really
It's
don't.
one?
It just sounds
okay.
like gobbledygook to you, really.
Does anyone around here speak like a normal person, like me?
It kind of like looks at you curiously. I speak normal.
No, you speaking. You're like him. You speak in riddles all the time.
Riddles. It looks up towards the sphere. Riddles are not conducive to a successful community. Rule number 34.5.
Can you tell me to go like straight on, second left, directions. Come on.
Turns and points towards the western door. Says, "First, you must be passed by Sentinel."
Sentinel and I are actually the super best friends. We hang out
Great!
all the time.
It does an imitation of a thumbs up. Great! And then it kind of like goes, "Sentinel will find you. Guilty or not guilty?" I should get back to data collection. We have already lost bout on 1.32500128792.
Oh my god, I have to leave this room.
10 bits.
Oh. Oh dear, sweet baby Jesus.
It's like the worst room in the world.
I just stand there mesmerized looking at the globe.
Easy, go and get Vers.
Should I cure him of this, or like, do you want him to stay that way? I just pull up Verse with me.
Just take his hand and lead him along.
To be fair, I don't think that would change much if it was over.
He's actually more docile in this state.
Easy just pulls Verse with like a dog on a leash.
Alright, so
And he just glances around, like not really caring about where he's going. So.
as you walk past, he just gets back to business, fires these needle-like appendages attached to ropes, and they do go poof and fire out. And as they hit the glass bauble, you see it ripple like water, and then blue energies just seem to spread down from them back into him, lighting up his eyes with like kind of like the glow of the sphere above. But yes, Artoria, as you peer into this room, there's a slight white glow. Inside a giant white kind of transparent disc is this large stone steel like automaton, just like the ones behind you, with a large kind of grey shield in one hand. No weapon in the other or anything, but it stands there still like a statue.
Let me go first.
I still see that first just looking behind, still catching a glimpse of the room.
Okay, so Artoria, as you approach, you hear it. And the glass sphere that surrounds it blinks out. Like, you see like a slit around the edge, and then it just opens up and unfurls into nothing. Until there's just like a white light ring around him. And he steps down with a heavy... And then he just stands there, and his faceless head turns to regard you, giving away that it can actually sense you there. And in a very robotic voice, deep, resounding, dangerous, says, "State your business."
We're here to see the Queen.
Queen's Edict number 177. No foreign guests allowed in the Palace of Gateways. And then it begins to move towards you. Can everyone roll initiative?
I really regret that Easy put on her ballroom dress now, because it's insanely hard to skate in one of those.
Depends if it has like fixed hoop, whatever you call it. Like if the front is fixed hoop, it's fine because it's just away from your body.
Alright, so I'm just waiting on that. Nice. So, Vers, from where you are, you can see the thing has stepped slightly forward and is moving towards Artoria.
Artoria, shall we go and say hello, or shall we go back to the other room? What would you prefer?
Just kill it.
Oh, but it looks so pretty.
Just kill it.
Okay.
Why do we have to kill everything we meet, like Artoria? Just make a friend at some point.
Well, I did say that we were not allowed, so I guess we're not allowed.
Just takes a step forward.
Yep. I'll get over here, and then I'll actually use an intellect point to blast it.
Nice. With physical damage.
Yep.
Okay. That's an attack roll using intelligence.
Okay. Difficulty?
Difficulty 4.
I'll use edge.
Right, knocking it down to difficulty 3. That should be a success.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I just had it on difficulty. Yeah, sorry, the edges do all the way around. Like I put the effort in, but it didn't do anything. Okay.
Okay, so as you aim the staff, it lets forward a mind slice, and this bright beam of white, like curved light, strikes its shield, and then ricochets up to its face, and it looks like it's got a small nick in its chin. It's got heavy armor. You look like you've done a little bit of damage, but not as much as you wanted to.
Fair enough. Well, it's my turn.
Okay, EC.
Easy is gonna skate past Artoria into the room.
Yep.
How large is his neck space?
It does take up quite a lot of space.
No, how big is the area between his helmet and the neck thing? Could you throw something in there?
Yeah, but it doesn't. You can't see what's down there.
I would like to arm my magical fire egg and throw it in there.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
we're gonna have a fire golem attacking us next round.
I just need to look at the artifact. You've got it written down, yeah?
I do have it written down, yeah.
It just leveled up.
The burning egg. Oh wait, it's on every living thing. I'm not throwing the egg.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay.
There's no reason to throw the egg.
I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, is she really gonna do that?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's just like yeah, sure. You make a napalm go off inside, and it just walks at you on fire.
No, I thought it was just sending out heat, and that would weaken the metal inside after a while. But obviously not a very good idea.
No.
Yeah, in that case, I'm just buzzing around the room in my dress on my roller skates, confusing him.
Confusing him. Okay, yeah. Definitely would confuse him. Alright.
Should I roll for distraction?
Give me a... Yeah, go on, give me an intelligence, kind of like, if you've got performance and stuff, this will add to it.
Well, I have public speaking, but not performance. I do have skating proficiency, though, at this point.
Oh, yeah, okay, that'll lower it to difficulty 3.
So it's difficulty 4, and I am trained in skating. Putting it in, rolling. Yep. Success.
Alright, cool. So it looks like you've provoked its ire. It's just following you around with its face.
I'm not sure I'm happy about that. I end my turn.
That's what you were trying to do, right? Distract it.
Yeah, but not in the way, oh my god, I'm gonna hit that. More like, oh my
And-
god, there's this annoying fly.
It moves over to EC and goes to hit you with its massive fists. Well, one fist. Can you make a speed roll? Or a dodge?
I can make a speed roll. Difficulty 4, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
And its massive fist just thumps you clean in the chest for 7 damage.
Well, let's do the might pool, right?
Yep, to the might pool first.
Still 1 might left, suckers!
And then it begins to move away from you towards Artoria to block the hall. Stays in front. Puts its shield down. Artoria, I'm going to give you a GM intrusion. Would you like to accept it or not?
I don't have any experience to deny it, so
No, you don't. If you want to deny it, you just say no, and then nobody gets an experience.
oh yeah, fuck that, no.
So, like, you can always deny it just means you don't get the experience.
Yeah, I'm alright with that.
Okay, so, did you want to say no?
Yes, no.
Okay, so it does go to put its shield, its huge shield, in the doorway so you wouldn't be able to get in, making a door, but you just go, "Ugh!" and then push it away and it goes, ting! Unable to complete, which would have left EC in the room with it on her own. Yeah. Well played for denying that. Okay, so Artoria, it's your turn.
I'm going to attack it.
Alright, cool.
So it's difficulty 4.
Mm-hmm.
I am trained, and I'm going to apply some effort. Oh, that will succeed.
Difficulty 4 down to 9. What else did you use?
I'm trained with bladed weapons. So
Yep,
it reduces it by 1, and then I put an effort in, so it reduces it by 2.
How much damage do you do?
I do 7 damage, but I am going to spend 2 speed to do quick death, and it applies an additional 4 points of damage.
Oh, so 11.
11 total.
So minus...
I can do 1 damage.
Yeah! Okay, so as you hit it, you feel like a lot of the stone takes a big brunt of the impact. But however, it does dig in deep, and as you pull away, releases a beam of kind of like blue light that just singes part of the wall as it stumbles back. Alright. Any movement or anything from you?
I can't get past it, can I? That would be
No.
my action. No, so I'll just stand where I am.
Yep, okay, so first, it's your turn.
Yep, I'll blast it again.
I'm hoping by trying to hack its leg off, I'll get its attention.
Just might, you just might.
I'll spend some edge again.
Okay.
Some effort, sorry. Difficulty was 4, right? So I should set it to 3, because apparently doing the effort thing doesn't actually do anything. Okay. Alright.
Alright, so the success. Sorry, what were you trying to do? I must have missed it.
Just blast it.
Yep.
Blast it again like before.
Right, and then the wave of energy hits it, and you realise, of course, that because of it's made of stone, it's got heavy armour. You're dealing damage, but not a lot.
Yep, that's fine. I haven't literally nothing else to shoot at with this range.
Alright, so are you moving? You can move up to 10 feet now if you want.
Yeah, I'll just move back here.
Yeah, okay. Okay. EC, your turn.
Easy is gonna move here, and her halo is gonna boot up,
Of course.
and she's just gonna start excessively talking at this creature,
God.
telling her about, oh my god, I'm looking forward to meeting the queen so much. I've heard she is super pretty. I haven't actually heard it, I just assume she is, and I'm using my ability, Calm Stranger.
Calm the stranger.
You can cause one intelligent creature to remain calm as you speak. The creature doesn't need to speak your language, but it must be able to see you. So I'm just gonna roll an intelligence check, difficulty 4.
Just so you know why I'm not using the other thing, because I know that Onslaught has the mind thing as well, but it specifically says probably doesn't work on automatons, so I'm like...
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so. That's why I asked which one you were using. Okay, so you're trying to calm this creature, yeah?
Yep. I'm gonna edge on this, expending 1 effort. Getting effort. I'm entrained in public speaking and persuasion. Does this help?
Difficulty 4 down to... I'd say difficulty 2. Okay, guys, just gonna... Hair's irritating me.
Haha, screw you! Skip your fucking turn, you bitch.
Oh, that's a good roll. Right, back. So, as you begin speaking to it, what are you saying? What are you, give me a...
She's just talking. Oh, well, I already did it, right? And once I meet the queen, I'm gonna ask her to make me a princess. I don't know if that's how it works. I just assume it is. Can she just do that? Can I be adopted by her? I'm pretty old at this point. How old is she? Would she have a daughter my age? Might be weird.
It turns towards you and goes, like, cocks its head just like curiously like the other one did. The other one in the other room did, and says, "The Queen will not adopt, accepting no new subjects into Bronze Empire." And then it is distracted, just looking at you.
Oh, I had my turn.
Okay. The Sentinel goes and just says, "Cease all hostile actions." And Altorius, your turn.
He fucking started it.
Okay.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, and you just hit it. Is this set for 7 damage, yeah?
7, yeah, because I can't do that ability twice in a row.
And as it's turned to face EC and giving her the cease all hostile actions, you ram your sword straight through its back into the ground. And as you rip your sword free, you feel like you hit some sort of vital component because it just goes boom. And you just see there's a slight blue glow inside. That's it.
Put my shield up and erect the light barrier because I have a feeling it's about to explode.
Nope, the blue light inside just dies out.
It seems to be powering down. Shall I have a look at it?
Yeah, I'll just push it over.
Very well.
Okay.
Let me just quickly see if there's something useful to salvage for us here.
Okay, so I can't remember what salvaging check was. I can quickly look it up in the book if you want.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna heal myself. To my might pool.
Oh, okay. Jesus. This is going to be funny. Anyway, make a salvaging roll, so it's intelligence.
Yep.
If you've got salvaging and stuff like that, is actually a skill.
Yep, I do have that.
Okay, now it's difficulty 3. Right,
Right,
so first of
No,
all...
that wasn't my roll, that was...
that was my roll.
easy. Sorry, I got confused.
I'm just healing myself. I'll add +1 to the healing, like usual.
I'm afraid,
Honestly, my rolls today, it's just...
I'm afraid... Oh, you rolled max. So you do find 10 shins of components on its body. So, like, that's like stuff that could be sold as currency, used as currency. You do get 10 shins. But you can't seem to find any ciphers in its body, or any artifacts, or any power cores, or anything of the like.
Well, it seems there's not much left here to salvage, just functional components, really. We should move on.
Yep, let's get this door open now. Hopefully there aren't any more of those assholes.
Okay, this is a metal door that seems to have no handles, nothing to use. But the moment you approach it, Artoria, it goes lets out like a hiss, like a snake, and then just slides very fast upwards, revealing the corridor beyond.
Interesting. Are you guys coming?
Yes.
Do you think when I get promoted to princess, I'll also have a big knight protecting me?
God, I hope you get executed.
Okay, so Furs, you're the last one into the corridor. I'm
Yep.
going to give you a GM intrusion. Would you like to accept it?
With the way that I've been dealing with things today, why not?
Who would you like to
Why
give
not
the
have someone?
Who would you like to give the other experience to?
I feel like Artoria, because she has to deal with both of us at the moment.
Alright. So, what Artoria and EC did is they stepped past like a panel on the wall, and it you, however, catches your gaze. It's an open panel on the wall, and the moment you walk past it, you see something. Of course, something very shiny, and as you reach in, confused, feels like your arm's being dragged all on its own, but you realise it's obviously the goddamn fucking mushroom making your hand just magnetised towards the shiny thing, and everyone just sees Verz go, and he just shoots back and hits the side of the wall, taking 5 damage to his might pool as he electrocutes himself.
Ouch.
That's it.
Alright.
That's the GM intrusion.
Does that get rid of my high?
It does. It now is removed completely.
So I reckon that's quite a brain jolt right there.
Yep. We'll say that just because of that, you're like, whew, you shake out of it.
EC, go and check he's okay.
That was unexpected but interesting. Hello, EC. I am doing fine, although I am a bit darker than I was. You see his hands black.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor. Looks pretty, like, it doesn't make you more attractive. I feel like a lot of things would make you more attractive. This one doesn't. I'm gonna make it all better. I'm gonna heal first.
Okay.
So check with difficulty 2 again. Success. 1d6. 2. Oh.
Oh, it's better than nothing.
Well, if you're healing people, you may as well just top me off.
Thank you.
Am I some sort of healing machine to you?
Yes.
Fine.
Would you like me to let the giant robots kill you?
I mean, the giant robot and I were just having a very spiritual discussion. You are healed for 1d6 as well. 4. To a pool of your choice.
This costing you intelligence to spend.
Yeah,
is,
it
yeah.
is.
I can see your bar going down slightly. Alright,
It would be really broken if it
Yeah.
wasn't anything.
Okay, so further down the corridor you see 2 doors, very similar. And Altoria, the moment you walk towards the one on your right, it's the same as the other doors, as in just, you know, slides open with a hiss.
I would like to peek my head around the corner.
Okay, so as you peek your head round the corner, you see a very, very tall pile of, like, bits and bobs and shiny treasure. There's a large sword, a chest. There's also, as you peer in through the door, to your left and right, there are bronze statues, like, hanging on the wall by chains and hooks.
This is most definitely a trap. Furs,
Yes,
can you come and look at this before I end up walking in there?
certainly. That does seem suspicious. Let's have a closer look. I'll try and find if there's any traps on the door. Or anything directly in the room beyond that I can see.
Alright, yeah, make an, you know, like, you can use your perception for this. Have it?
Yep, I have. Well, basically, whenever it's something slow, I get to add some stuff to it.
Okie dokie, so it's going to be difficulty 3.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, that's twice today! Holy shit! Alright, so Vers, what happens is you're like, alright, this door's very strange, it opens automatically, but we're going to check for any traps. And as you go checking for traps, you carefully look down the side, the joints of the archway, and as you put your hand in to check it, you are electrocuted once more for 5 damage.
Oh, God.
Immediately buzzes, and he's shocked. He hits the side of the doorway, falls into the room here, and that's when the chains let go of the statues, and they go.
And we roll for initiative.
And we roll for initiative. Let me just put the tokens on the map.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's what they look like.
Nice.
Some Bioshock looking fuckers.
Except with smoke.
Yep.
Don't Big Daddy's Bioshock also smoke? Like when they move?
Right. So Vers, first things first.
It's been a while.
you are stunned for the round from that, so you miss your first go, I'm afraid.
Aww.
Easy.
I was first as well.
Yeah. Shit happens. GM intrusion, I'm afraid.
I move here.
Yeah.
Are the bars still in the door? Or does it look fine?
No.
The door's open.
Doors open, yeah.
I scoot past Vers.
Mm-hmm. And you see the two creatures. The hissing steam is now just emanating from the pores and holes in its body.
My intellect pool is sort of low right now, so I don't wanna... Okay, I'm gonna spend 2 intellect points.
Okay.
We're just using all of Easy's weird abilities right now.
We are.
I'm gonna use Demeanor of Command. You emote confidence, knowledge, and charisma to all who see you for the next hour. Your demeanor is such that those who see you automatically understand that you are someone important, accomplished, and with authority. So they're gonna give me at least 1 round to have my say, which is enough to get Vers to get back up. Oh, are you the subjects the Queen was telling me about? I'm an honored guest of the Empire. I was looking forward to meeting all of you. Like, oh my god, you're such good guys, I've heard. And I've been really interested in you. Are those new armors? They look really new. And Easy just goes on like that.
Yeah, and you hear both of them at the same time say, current target, not hostile, and they just turn their hands towards Vers on the floor. They were going to attack you, EC, but you've convinced them that they will give you, well, 1 round, really, right? That's what it does.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if I have to roll a persuasion check right now to do this.
When you speak, strangers that are not already attacking you, or not already attacking, give you at least a round to have your say. Speaking to a group can understand you. You can attempt to have them produce their leader to ask that they take you to their leader. Oh, there you go.
Oh my god, I'm gonna roll persuasion to get taken to their leader, and I get a free roll.
Sure.
Actually, I was looking forward to meeting the queen, and I've sort of gotten lost. Would you be so kind to
Go
take
for
me to...
persuasion.
What is their difficulty?
Right, I'm going to say they are level 3, but because they're automatons, I'm going to say the difficulty is increased by 1 stage.
Okay.
And then increased by another stage because you're ill. Oh, no,
Oh,
you got
she
rid
cured
of that.
herself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry,
I did
you
get
did.
it.
So difficulty 4,
And I get a free level of effort, and I am skilled in the persuasion task.
difficulty 2.
Look at me. Fuck me.
Today
I'm gonna
is the
spend that
day
XP
when we
to
all die.
reroll.
Okay, spend an XP to reroll. You just did an Artoria so bad.
Well,
Flies and falls.
I got a round out of it to have
Yep,
my say.
Yeah,
so
you got a
that's
round.
that.
They're not going to attack you.
And my turn.
Okay, this automaton makes a full round to get just steps over Verse on the floor, actually carefully tiptoeing round him, which is strange, and then steps into the corridor, looks towards Artoria and says, looks down at your sword, looks at your armor and says, "Kill the warrior." The other one, however, walks towards EC, stands there, and just glares at you.
Fantastic. That's just what I wanted.
Oh, yeah, Artoria, it's your turn.
Yeah. I don't take kindly to kill the warrior.
Alright, so...
That's 11 points of damage.
Yep. Smashes into its armor. 11, yeah?
Yep.
Oof. And can you do me a favour and also make a speed roll? This is a defense roll. Because as you hit it, hot, boiling and roiling steam issues forth from the rent you've made.
Okay. I have an asset from being skilled in defense and an asset from my buckler, so... Oop.
Yeah, difficulty 1, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, so you just bring your shield up enough and just reflect it off above your head. But there is now sweat dripping off of your brow where the heat's instant. And you just feel like, is that sweat or is that the steam? And as you rip your sword away with the shield up, you just see it filling the room. The area is now obscure around you and Verz, so it's an increased difficulty to attack target.
And I assume it's the same for them.
Yes. Well, not... No.
No.
We'll get to that. But, yeah, attacking in and attacking while in it, it's like the target's in, etc., etc.
Yeah.
You get the idea. But Verz, it's your turn.
I'd like to get up.
Yep, you stand up. That doesn't do a D&D, you can get up for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would just like to be like, well, this is all very inconvenient. I actually guess there's some after effects of this rather potent mushroom. You guys should try some someday, I'd say to the automatons. And then I'll step over here
Mhm.
and raise my staff at them. Can I like prepare for hostile action if they go to attack EC?
Okay, if they go to attack EC.
Yeah, then I want to blast them with myself. I'm not sure if they're going to. I just heard like vaguely in the back of my mind saying that she wanted to meet the queen, and I haven't really had time to look at their response. So
Okay. Alright, EC.
Well, EC still very much doesn't know that this one will hurt her because the persuasion failed, but it's looking very hostile to her.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you can see these small needles are now emanating from the compartments in its wrists.
Okay, so EC is gonna take the weird vest I found in the spaceship locker room, which I'm supposed to ask Liam what it is once I wear it.
The what? The weird...
Vest. I have a weird vest I found in the spaceship locker room. And
Why
I'm
the
supposed...
fuck? This was 3 months ago. Crap, I'll have to make something up on the spot. Continuity be damned.
Well, I'm just gonna stomp it over his head.
Alright, so as you stick it over his head, it's got a little tag on this right if you wanted to pull that.
Absolutely.
And then
It's a
there's an
life
instant...
jacket.
Like, yeah, it just like makes
Life vest?
boom, yeah, and he goes, huh? And just kind of goes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was either that or a parachute.
Yeah. So what happens is, EC, you've increased all of its attacks, so everyone gets like an increased step because it's unwieldy now, it's ungainly as it's stepping around. And you see there is something emerging from the back of the vest as well.
EC's gonna skate over here and just say to us, I have EC'd the situation.
Oh god.
And I'm gonna end my turn.
Alright, so EC, you see that you've made it ungainly, but something emerges from the back of its vest. They look like mechanical wings.
Ah, cadet with fire.
It kind of like flaps them slightly, and then they just fall limp because it can't use ciphers. It just goes, and then turns, brings out the 2 needles, and that's when first you get to do your action.
Yeah. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 3.
Is that with a lowered -1 or?
Oh, difficulty 2. Yeah.
Whew, I got a success on something. Yes.
You fire the mind slice forward.
The mind slice is when I do the
okay,
mental damage, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. The
I just-
onslaught, yeah.
Aim the staff and no, I just shoot normally.
Okay, so 4 damage, yeah.
3.
Oh. Right, 3 damage. What you see is, as the attack hits it, it just kind of sizzles across it, and it looks like it's got armor. Not as much as the other one.
Okay. Well, it still seems to be doing something.
Yep. Now the automaton makes its attacks. It fires 1 needle towards EC, and then 1 needle towards you, Vers. So 1 in each hand. I need you both to make speed rolls. However, these are proficient with this, so but also ungainly, so back down to 3.
Oh, yeah. I'm very confident in this.
Nice. So Vers manages to duck, and it smashes against the wall next to it.
Oh, I didn't set up the difficulty correctly, it seems.
Did you roll a 3?
I did roll a 3.
Yeah. Okay, so the needle hits you, bang into the chest, and it goes about 3 inches deep. And you immediately take 1 damage because of that, which ignores armor.
Oh, I don't wear any.
Okay, and then I'm going to GM intrusion you. Would you like to accept?
I did spend an XP earlier, and I want the XP back, so I take it.
Okay, and who are you giving it to?
I think Arna's having a really bad day.
Alright. Alright, I'm sorry, you see, but there's a pulse of blue energy that it sends into your body, immediately shocking you and filling your body full of taint, by the looks of it, by the sounds of it. And immediately you go with taint, like, you know the blue energy that it was absorbing and sending into the sphere? And immediately you see your eyes go roll into the back of your head as you see visions of wide landscapes of beautiful lakes and seas, and then eventually it switches to fiery hellholes, planets just devoid of life, sand, deserts, skies, well, planets with no skies, empty rocks just looming out into the void. You fall to your knees and then puke. You take 10 damage to your intellect pool.
Holy Jesus.
Oh, that actually puts my intellect to 0.
And it goes, and at that moment, poof, lets go of the needle and sends it hurtling back into its wrist with both of them. The other automaton just goes to fire both of its needles at Altoria at point blank range. Can you make 2 speed defense rolls, please? Oh, okay. So the first one, you just like turn and then cut it clean down and off, like by the rope, and this blue energy just sprays up against the wall. The other one, however, you bring your shield down and then push it back, and it just ricochets off your shield. All right, Altoria, it's your turn.
Yeah, motherfucker. Difficulty 3. Tree.
Yep.
Well, that's 7 damage.
And you cleave its head off. You make a speed roll.
I have to keep going back and setting this up.
Yep, and as the steam issues forward, you do a Sparta kick, kicking it down the corridors, and the steam, when it lands on its back, the steam shoots down the corridor rather at you through its neck. Lands there. It's just like a full kind of bash it with the shield, it flails, and you just full on kick it in the torso, and it just goes flying back into the... leaving just an obscure trail as it goes.
And then I will move 1, 2, 3, because I can move and do an action with my glaive ability.
Can.
So that's me. Turn over.
Right, Vers.
I will take a step this way and shoot.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Another... and this bluish energy strikes it in the chest.
Do I need a speed roll?
No, because he's not actually breaking parts off with a slashing, piercing weapon. It's just like a blast that's denting it. It seems to be whenever you create like a fissure or like actually cut it, that it seems to happen. Alright, EC.
I'm gonna spend an action to recover.
Okay.
Fantastic. 1.
Right, cool. Is that your
As
turn?
EC's halo slowly disappears, and then there's a little doo-doo, and it reboots.
Yeah. Alright, outside, beyond the wall verse, it hits you first. There's a rumbling, and there's a loud sound, and
I think some friends are coming. Friends
it
of theirs.
sounded more like an explosion.
Ah. Well. I think something friendly is happening outside.
I thought they would do that.
Okay,
These things explode when you kill them.
and then Artoria. This thing goes to fire both its needles point blank at you. You know what you need to do.
Yep.
You need to roll that 1. Oh, damn it. Nah, you're too good at dodging. Dodge out the way and manage to grab it before it hits EC from behind. Yank it forward, hit it in the chest with a shield, and as it goes to fire the second one, nearly scrapes across your cheek, and then just goes wide into the nearby ceiling. It, however, moves there and then into the corridor, where it's obscured with smoke. Artoria.
Do you think that will save you? Move up.
It's all ungainly with like floppy wings, so I think you automatically hit.
Yeah.
If you reduce things down to like by 3, then
So it's 3. I have an ass. I'm trained, so it's 2. Edge, it's 1. No. It's
No,
not,
sorry.
well, it's down to a 1. So
Oh.
I can roll a 1 and fail.
yep, you could roll 1 or 2.
Swing.
Yep, and you hit it. You do 7, right?
I'm spending 2 speed to do 11.
Right. Well, as you carve into its chest, can you make a speed roll one more time?
Yeah. Just go the dice and calculate it from there.
Yep, and just as you realise what's going to happen,
Well, I was wanting to just like cleave it and hit it in a way where it just slides down the corridor, sort of like a big fucking
yeah, okay,
swing.
fair enough. And it goes sliding down that way, and as it does, you take a step back. The automatic door closes, and you all hear a couple of seconds later.
So, treasure.
Yeah, by the looks of it, you don't know. Well, to be fair, let me explain it. In the world of Numenera, you know, the ninth world, gold, silver, and stuff like that is pretty baubles compared to chips, old bits of technology. They're what shins are. That's what true wealth is. This, however, might fetch you something, but it looks like it's pretty jewels, plates, you know, bits of bob, something that you wouldn't be able to carry all out, no matter what.
No, I was more interested in the sword and the armor that was sitting there.
Okay, so the sword is a weird kind of like sword that's massive. Like Artoria, you're used to big swords. This one's at least 4 feet longer than the one you currently have. It's it's so heavy you can carry it, but it's like a Zweihander. You have to actually put your hand on its actual blade and on the handle to be able to wield it properly.
Challenge accepted.
Okay. At the base, however, there is a pommel of blue stone that seems to be filled with liquid.
Cool. Vers, what's this? What's this? What's this?
Let me have a look. Do I need to know difficulty or should I just roll?
Roll for now. Okay, Buzz.
So that's a difficulty 6 success.
Yep. Alright, fuck it, I'll just say it out loud. I can't bother to type all that. So Buzz, the sword itself is rather mundane. However, it doesn't seem to show any sign of wear or tear. Quite how long it's probably been here. The pommel, however, is something more interesting, because as you touch it gently and unscrew it from the base, it pops out, and you see it's got like a screw top. As you shake it slightly, gently, it fills with a glittery gold substance, and you realise it's kind of squidgy and soft. And with your Numenera roll, this is a web grenade.
Huh. Well, I think you might just want to keep this bit. The rest is just a big piece of metal, and I know you like those, but it seems a bit big even for you. This, you can throw it and it'll be sticky and people will get stuck in it.
Oh, I like that. A web grenade.
And it's level 3, so for 3 rounds they get stuck. It's like you throw it, and then in a short range, so 10 foot by 10 foot, anyone that it hits gets stuck for 3 rounds.
It's like one of those nasty foam grenades.
Yeah, oh god, yeah, it is. That's basically what it is. You haven't thrown it yet, but write down web grenade. What it does, like, just write restrains 10 foot, or restrains in short radius, level 3.
Yes, I'll have a look to see if there's anything else, and I'll just start digging through the pile a little bit and through the chest to see if there's anything there. And before opening the chest, I'd like to check if it's safe.
Alright, make a intelligence roll if you're taking a look. It's kind of like a search roll.
While they are doing all of this, I'm just going to take a 10-minute rest.
Yeah, take a 10-minute rest then. Okay, so a 19 gets you extra, right? So first of all, our favourite random table. Let's just say you found the thing that I already planned to be there. First of all. That is, however, an oddity that you pick up. It's a coin. And you're like, oh, quite a good coin. But then when you flick it, Buzz, catch it, lands on heads. Flick it, catch it, lands on heads. You do this about 20 times and you're like, aha.
The statistical improbability of this is staggering.
Yeah, and you keep going, it always lands on heads. You have a gold coin that always lands on heads.
That is super useful.
I feel like it might be, but I think maybe you should take it, because you think it's useful, and I think it's merely a statistical anomaly. And I hand it too easy.
Yeah. Buzz, can you make me 2 D100 rolls?
I'll add a statistical anomaly to my inventory.
2 D100 rolls, yeah?
Yeah.
76 and 66.
Alright, thank you for being on the same table, that helps. Alright. Can you make me another 2 D100 rolls?
88 and 19.
Alright, so you find something like your hands are digging through the pile of gold and jewels, and you find something really cold. Instinctively, you grab your hand away. You're like, oh, and then you reach in again, pick it up, and it looks like a block of perfectly carved ice that's 3 inches in diameter, 3 inches either side. Sorry, and then when you begin moving it, it releases liquid slowly, like it's melting, but never truly melts. You have an ice cube that never melts.
Okay.
And the next item you find is...
I feel this will also go well with Easy's desire to drink fruit juice all the time.
And you find like a small synth box that when you open it, shows an image of...
Oh, that's awesome.
Virtual like that.
It's like a mini version of the giant ball that was fascinating from earlier.
What about this armor? Is it just like steel armor, or?
Yeah, it looks too big for you. Way too big. Like, it looks like it might have fit the Sentinel at one point. Not... but not someone of your size. It's a lot of metal that could be used, but it's very heavy.
Yeah.
Are you checking the chest now, Buzz?
Yep. I would like to check if it's safe first, as I said.
Well, I don't know yet. Let me... It's the thing with random tables. I don't know if it's safe yet. It's like with the egg. I didn't know that was going to be safe in the room until I rolled it.
Do you want the roll? Just saying.
I got it.
Okay.
Setting this up. Oh, awesome.
It's an assault rifle.
That blasts me straight in the face.
I mean, you can't have everything.
I'm like, hey, it's a shotgun.
I'm going
It's
to
the end
copy
of
paste
words.
that. That is quite an awesome... Alright, so first things first, you've all found an artifact. So
Nice.
you all get 1 experience each, and then you can designate between you gets an additional 1.
I would say Vers, because then it'll get him up to a new level. It can redeem his terrible session today.
I mean, I'm doing fine on XP, so...
Well, I
Okay.
have 2.
I'm on 7 at the moment.
Oh,
So, I think Artoria should take him, because we've all been... Like, he's having a really bad day, and then I'm having a really good day, so...
Okay, so also in your journals, you find the artifact verse. After the 10 minutes that Easy's taking to rest, you'd be able to figure this out.
Okay, did you roll for the level? Was that the D6?
I did. It's a level 4.
Okay.
I will edit that quickly. Yeah, it's quite a large contraption. But yeah, you can,
Alright, awesome.
looks like you can, whenever you, from now on, make sure you keep your depleted
stuff.
ciphers,
yeah.
Yeah.
and when you're done, you can create some new ones. But it's only 1 use, so...
Oh, is it? It says depletion 1 in D6.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant, sorry. I don't know why I didn't read that. Yeah, but it depletes 1 in D6, so yeah, you can keep
Yeah,
doing
so
this.
there's a chance that it depletes as well.
I just gave you... I rolled on a random table, and I just gave you a random table again.
You gave us the Hereditary Cube from Diablo 2.
It is the Herodric Cube. It fucking well is.
I'll ask Artoria if she'd be so kind as to carry this.
Yeah, sure. I'll carry your shiny box.
Wow.
I think we should consider it our box.
I thank you, but I'm not going to interact with that because it will probably explode.
That is fine, I can do it for you. I don't mind.
A lot of things first touches explode.
That's usually because you let me handle all the exploding things.
You told us to not push buttons.
Yes. Just imagine how much worse it would be if you touched buttons.
Well, I'd explode.
Exactly.
I say we let her touch the button.
Also,
She's alright.
if any of you wanted to take a rest, up to a 10-minute rest, you could have, because EC did.
Okay. I would definitely like to use my normal recovery, first of all.
I'd like to, while he is using his normal recovery, look through the pile for a diadem or a crown or something, because I'm meeting a queen.
Alright, make a search check, so intelligence, and if you've got perception or anything, I'll allow that to reduce the difficulty.
I do have perception. What is the difficulty?
Difficulty 2, then.
I'd like to use the 10-minute rest as well.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
7. Okay, so yeah, I mean, EC, you find a circlet studded with garnets.
Perfect. I'll add that to my ever-increasing list of weird fashion items Easy's carrying around.
Weirdly enough, when you put the circlet on, however...
Oh, fuck me.
It gives you a weird kind of sensation, and for up to 10 feet in front of you, you see heat vision. You see people's heat signatures.
That is super cool. Verse! I'm seeing the world like you are, I assume.
What do you mean?
Everything is red.
That's not how I see the world at all.
That is really surprising. Because, like, you always stare at stuff, so I was like, why could that be? Probably because everything's red, right? That's a normal way to look at it.
Shall we let her push the button?
Yeah, I think we need to let her push a button.
She's keeping the circlet on.
Or maybe she needs one of these doors. I think it woke me up a bit when I accidentally touched them.
So you see, write that down. You have the circlet of heat vision, but it's only up to short range.
Circlet of heat.
Super disorienting, where like someone walks like from beyond it into the heat range, so your whole vision shifts.
Yep. It is quite disturbing, and you find that you probably don't want to wear this all the time.
But it is super fashionable, though.
Oh yeah, like the circlet is beautiful.
I just want to take a few shiny gems.
Alright, you can say that you collect about... You could take about... You, Artoria, being you, could take about £20 worth of treasure if you want.
Yeah.
You easily fit that in your backpack. You will be tink as you walk along, though. So any sneaking will be reduced.
It might even be enough to use greater restoration on someone.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I had that.
What's this place called? Is it? Will I just put gems?
Yeah, put Lake Temple brackets. Okay, so Artori, as you walk towards the automatic door again, you realise as the door opens, whirls of mist and steam just kind of like enter into the room, but it's dying down. It's like like kind of like chest height now, so you guys can just like whirl through it, like push through it.
Well, let's check this door out.
Alright, and as you walk towards it, it's an automatic door, like the others.
Ooh.
And it opens up, revealing these tall, transparent crystals jutting from the ground. Occasionally, they light up with these blue energy lights that kind of glitter through it and then die down.
Does the heat version allow me to look through doors and see the heat signature behind it?
No, it doesn't go through walls.
Okay.
It doesn't go through walls or anything.
There's no wall hack here.
Well, like maybe...
The ray gun from Red Faction. You just fucking shoot someone through the wall.
The next circlet I'll find is the circlet of wall hacks.
Ah.
I feel we need some transistor music for today's episode.
I think
later
probably put transistors music for every episode. That and Bastion, I think both games fit very well with Numenera is.
I will upload some new Numenera songs soon. It's just that Fanburst is currently in its process of shutting down, so none of mine work.
Yep, I know.
I don't think it's complained
in the
about
process of shutting down, just in the process of dying.
Yep. So this room is large, spacious, and encompasses mostly of these transparent crystals. They aren't the only ones that are on the map. They're lighting up the walls, smaller ones, like covering the walls, ceiling.
Yeah, when I was shopping for a new apartment, I was looking for all the usual rooms. The kitchen, the living room.
The crystal room.
Giant fucking crystal room, obviously.
Yeah, I would just like to see if I can figure out if they serve a purpose here, or if they're just here ornamentally or
something. You can roll Numenera.
Mm-hmm. Difficulty 4 is what I meet.
Yes, it was difficult. So did you spend some stuff?
No. Whenever I take my time to investigate stuff, I just have both of those.
They're power cells. Odd power cells, but what they're using is the transparent kind of shiny glass to collect the power inside and keep it.
Right, okay.
And it seems to be pulsing through the temple. It seems to comes into this room, is like powered up via the process. You count it, it's like every 3 seconds, and then exits the room.
Right, okay. This seems to be powering something. Perhaps if there's an obstacle we can't deal with, we could try and break this. But I feel like probably the queen of this residence would not be amused at us.
No, we can't make her mad. I want to be friends with her.
Yeah, so you try that first, and if that goes badly, we'll smash these, yes?
That is fine. Well, you mean Toria will smash these, because...
Yes, or you, or me. Or Toria.
Yeah.
What do you need to break?
Nothing so far.
Good. There's a door here.
Alright. As you walk towards it, just like the others, it opens.
I like that all
No.
these characters ever have this in common. Just that they fucking open every door they see.
Yeah. So as you open it, you see the same familiar scene, except the same automaton that you saw earlier stops absorbing power or giving power to the giant landscape sphere, and turns to face you again.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with this dickhead again. There's bound to be another door.
How you doing?
Hi.
We went west and there was no queen.
Tori, there was another door in that room, just so you know. You did see it. You did what?
We went west and we couldn't find a queen.
Oh.
But did the Sentinel approve you?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're super good friends
Roll
now.
persuasion.
Fuck's sake. Sorry. My neighbors are smoking some heavy weed and I can smell it. Even though my living room door is closed and my balcony door is like 10 meters away. Like heavy weed smell.
It's legal where you live.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 3.
Okay, I am trained, so I'm not gonna edge for this. Also because I have barely any fucking intellect left. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Alright, so what happens here is, as you go, yes, of course, like, you know, we're here to see the Queen, the Sentinel approved us. He turns, and they all stop, all of the automatons in the room stop draining power, turn to face you, needles kind of still hanging out of their arms, and say, and then all simultaneously go, liar! And that's where we'll pick up next session.
Do I get an XP for this intrusion? No, right?
If you roll a 1,
No,
it's just
not
a
when
free
you roll
intrusion
ones.
on you. Yeah.
Oh, god damn it!
So, next week we pick up on the rest of the temple and seeing how you deal with the drones in front of you. Right.
They seemed like really nice guys. I'm really sad that Atoria will have to kill them.
Do you want me to wait with leveling up?
No, you can do it whenever you want. No, as long as it's between sessions.
Okay.
If it does say specifically in the leveling up, it requires time.
Yeah. Okay. Because
Is
I'm actually tearing up now.
Okay.
You are going to tier 3?
Now I'm going to tier 2.
Okay, I was like, how far ahead is he of me?
Alright, guys. Well, next week.
Okay.
All right.